Namaste, everybody. We are in the 25th episode of the Mahabharata series, in which I am going to talk about the fourth nimitta of Karna, which is about the mark on the moon having shifted its position. I have given another title also as a tale of triple eclipses of the researchers, which you will see when I am explaining this. It is a tale. The triple eclipse idea is a tale. And then this is the nimitta. Somasya Lakshma Vyavratam. Look at the meaning. Somasya, of the moon. Lakshma, mark or sign on the moon. Vyavratam, it has changed, shifted, turned away, or just moved to another place. That's the meaning. That's given in past tense. So it was told on Uttara Palguni day, and it was referring to something on Pushya day. And this is how the moon appears from India. These are the marks on the moon. See, the marks will appear in this way, sideways from India. But if you are looking at the pictures that you see on the social media, most of them are given by NASA, which will show the marks on the upper side, because those photographs have been taken from northern latitudes, from the USA. That is why those pictures are not at all suitable for our understanding. So you have to have the picture as seen from India, where you see the marks. That area is known as Marriott, and where the plain areas are there, that's known as Highlands. So this was on Uttara Palguni day. This was reported. Let us see what the tale of the triple eclipses are about. And this is by 3067 BCE researchers. First I have taken up Professor Achar's. He says the Somasya Lakshma Vyavratam. It further goes. Rahur Arkam Upeshyati. Actually, Rahur, that is Rahu, approaches the sun. It means that it will. It's about Upeshyati means future tense. It's about something to happen later. Whereas the Somasya Lakshma is what has happened already. So what he did, he just divided them, and then he said Somasya Lakshma Vyavratam refers to a lunar eclipse on Kārttika Pūṣya that took place after Krishna started on a Revati day, just 2 days after he started to Upaplavya. The Purnimi had happened. He assumed that the Somasya Lakshma was about it. Where is the reference for that? How can he say like that? And Vyasa also repeats this. I already told you, most of the incomprehensive verses are repeated by Vyasa twice. He talks about Vyavratam Lakshma Somasya, just interchanged the words. But after that, because of this, there is biggest fear. People are getting fear. He doesn't bring Rahu there. So we know that this is a separate one. Separate idea, that is a mark on the moon had shifted, is a separate one, told by Karna, which was repeated by Vyasa. This happened before Uttara Palguni day, and this in no way represents a lunar eclipse. Let's see what the other researcher, Dr. Manish Pandit, says. He talks about the three eclipses, triple eclipses. The first one is Somasya Lakshma Vyavratam. What Achar has said, he has repeated. When did it happen? The second one, he says, Purnamashim Kartika. There is another verse we'll be discussing later. It is about Alakshaya Purnima, Alakshaya Prabayahina, Purnamashim cha Kartikim. So the Kartikim has come. Then Purnamashim cha Kartikim has come. So in the Kārttika Pūṣya, there must have been a lunar eclipse. So where is which Kārttika Pūṣya? Kārttika Pūṣya was already over. And there was no reference to any eclipse then. But Dr. Achar assumed Somasya Lakshma. So which Purnima, that is which lunar eclipse he assumed for Somasya Lakshma? And what about the second eclipse that he is talking, which is coming on Kārtika Pūṣya? Where is the reference to that? So do you get the confusion here? The first Somasya Lakshma, Achar assumes as Kārtika Pūṣya after Krishna started. He also assumes it as an eclipse. Again, he talks about Alakshaya Prabayahina, where the word appears as Purnamasim cha Kartiki. So again, he is talking about that, but he is giving it as a second eclipse. Right. Third, what Vyasa says is Vyavratam Lakshma Somasya. That also he has taken as a different eclipse. So that is, see, now you will understand why I called it as a tale of triple eclipses. Somehow, one after the other, three eclipses. The first eclipse Kartika, second eclipse once again Kartika lunar, once again another lunar. Then when did they happen? Where is the evidence for that in the book? They won't give it. And then 31362 BCE researcher, you know who he is. He doesn't talk about Somasya Lakshma, but gives triple eclipses. The first one, when Draupadi was humiliated We already discussed. That was on the day of exile. But there was no eclipse at that time. But they all assumed, everybody assumed that there was an eclipse. And then there are the second eclipse is a pair of eclipses for according to him. See, that we will be discussing later. He says it happened within 14 days, solar days, from one sunrise to another sunrise. On Triyodashi Tithi, because the text says only Triyodashi Tithi. How can you equate a Tithi with a day? Already we have seen in how Bhishma and calculated that time. We saw the solar days were different, lunar days were different. We deducted, we found out the difference between them, and then we got the 5 month plus for the extra time of the exile, isn't it? So the lunar days are different. Mahabharata already shows by that calculation, and it also mentions Tithi. How can that be a day? Somebody, one Dr. Balakrishnan wrote some time ago without knowing all these differences. Everybody had got hold of them. And he talks about it, which we will discuss later. The third one was in the 35th or 36th year. He is not sure about it. Why? The text says 36th year. I have already given you previously 4 verses from the Mahabharata itself, which says Shatramshe, which is about the 36th year. There cannot be any confusion about whether it is 35th or 36th year. At that time, Krishna talks about the previous thing that happened on Triyodashi Tithi. Once again, he assumed it as days. So, am I not justified in calling these three triple eclipses as tales or as fantasies? Okay, and he ignored the Somasya Lakshma. Like most researchers ignored it. Probably they are not able to reproduce it in the astronomy simulator. That's number one. Number two, they did not understand it. What is the problem in understanding that? See, look at the moon on the day of Pushya, because on that day only something happened. The Dhūmaketu had hit something. So on that day they watched the moon, the waning moon. But by that night, Shashti Tithi has come. This is how the moon appears. This is not a simulated version. This was a photographed version. Because while doing this research, I waited every night and then I watched in a Kārttika month how the moon appears. And then I had a nature photographer to take the photograph of this. This is how it appears. See, the marks are here densely found. Only little area is found without any marks. So what they could have seen, this is how it appeared. This is also a real photo. They could have seen that here some marks had appeared. So something had hit here, a severe meteor impact should have been there. Because of that, the whatever dust or whatever impact, or that is whatever the effect of the impact that was there, was seen as a dark spot. That was very simply written by Vyasa and Karṇa, told by Karṇa. Even by everybody, most people would have told, wow, on the moon, the mark has shifted to its place. What happened? We are very scared. What happened to the moon? What's going to happen? That's a nimitta then. So how could this be a lunar eclipse? Just tell me, viewers. And could this kind of a mark appearing here happen? I told you there is a possibility, the meteors. And we have the evidence. It did happen. Recently, you would have heard about a second moon going around the Earth, which was named as 2024 PT5. It was discovered in 2024 only. And they found, that is, it was there for a few months near us. And it was analyzed by our researchers. It was found, that material was found to match with the lunar rocks. And also they found there is no decay or no attrition on that piece of that mass that they have identified as a second moon. It showed that it was just ejected from the lunar surface a few thousand years ago. So this was given by Theodore Carato et al. You can just access his research paper here, and he has written a detailed analysis of the lunar rocks collected from the earlier probes. From 3 probes we have collected, Lunar 24, Apollo 14 and Apollo 17. It was found the Apollo 17 lunar rock samples collected from Highlands region matched with this. That is a lunar ejecta just a few thousand years ago, released from the Highlands region. They are in the air, they are in space. One of them are coming around or moving. They are caught in the gravity of our Earth, and it is moving around the Earth as a second moon. So the same thing that is this matches with what Mahabharata says. Something that is Dhūmaketu had hit. It had hit simultaneously the Earth and the Moon at that time. There is a probability, very great probability of that. Out of some 22 to 25 asteroid hits, there is a probability of hitting both the Moon and the Earth. So it has hit the Moon in the Highlands region. Because of that, the lunar rocks just got blasted up, and then they just rushed. That is, they were just thrown into the space, and one of them had been caught. Actually, many of the 17 pieces have been caught, which are known as the Arjuna belt. We have an Arjuna belt around us, and almost all of them are from lunar origin. And the only one have been known as the second moon. Another also has been approved as lunar origin, and the others are under observation. We will be getting the information soon. So what our Mahabharata says are going to be proved by the cosmic science or lunar science very soon. So the question is, was that impact reported as Somasya Lakshma Vyavritam in Mahabharata? It seems so, and let us see in the upcoming parts also evidence for that. So with this, we are coming to the end of the part 25, and I request you to share this with all your friends. Thank you.